Happy New Year's Eve, everyone, and what a way to start the day and end 2024 with Tom Pelissero saying the Bears are favored to land Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson as their next head coach in 2025, and not saying this is the end-all, be-all in regards to the Bears interview process, but having Pelissero, who is very close with Johnson's party, say this is very, very big. Along with that, we last night in the Lions versus 49ers game got a sneak peek of who the Bears' next offensive coordinator could be if Johnson brings some of his buddies along from Detroit. I'm here to break it all down, but hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Now, before I get into today's exciting show, hit that like button to help celebrate 2025 by getting us 2,025 likes on this video. It's free. Just smash it, and let's get the vibes very high for everyone. Along with commenting your thoughts on if the Bears do get Ben Johnson as their next head coach. And are you a Bears fan? Like free Bears news and notifications, hit that subscribe button. And today you can enter to win our custom Chicago Bears jersey giveaway. All you got to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. All right, let's get into what Tom Pelissero had to say now about the Bears head coaching search, which earlier this week, just giving a little bit of context, he said on Friday that talking to Ben Johnson, that quote, "My understanding is that Ben Johnson is intrigued by the Bears job and he's willing to listen. There's a lot to like with the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, tons of cap space, lots of early extra draft picks, along with being a major market and the new stadium going up in the next year. Team president Kevin Johnson also has a lot of connections to Ben Johnson in a variety of different ways. And along with that, general manager Ryan Poles confirmed that the interviews will start for the Chicago Bears once the playoffs begin. And he's hoping that Ben Johnson is one of his top choices," unquote. Not only that, on December 30th, 31st, 2024, Tom Pelissero said this morning, quote, "I am told by Ben Johnson that he is intrigued for this job. He is going to listen. He has a lot to like in Chicago, especially with Caleb Williams in that big offseason they have ahead," unquote. So the best bet right now at the moment seems to be Chicago for Ben Johnson, which I'm very excited about because of the fact that this guy has been a proven factor. The Bears have seen it 8 times over the last couple of seasons of what he's been able to do. And he has won almost every single game -1 against the Chicago Bears defense, which has been one of the better defenses in the league under Matt Eberflus, as crazy as that is to say. But Tom Pelissero bringing this to the table is big because of the fact that he is one of the closest insiders to Ben Johnson's party. And that makes a big key factor now in that also the Bears are mutually interested in Ben Johnson, along with him wanting to come to Chicago. It's not like they're going to give me a lot of money. He wants to come here, and he's turned down 2 head coaching jobs over the last 2 seasons, waiting for the Bears to call. Earlier reported this earlier this season by Tom Pelissero as well. So Ben Johnson has already kind of began interviewing with the Chicago Bears from what he has done to this defense over the last couple of years, and we can just talk about everything that he's done. The fake out plays, whether it be the pass from Sewell or the trip pass touchdown by Jared Goff. Also, along with that, during this season against the Chicago Bears, he put up nearly 1,000 yards in 2 meetings with over 540 passing and 340 rushing, with 57 points total scored this year alone against the Chicago Bears. Not only that, too, last year was also very solid against Chicago. The Bears did beat the Lions last year at home, but man, in Detroit, Ben Johnson was able to get it done, even though Justin Fields almost pulled off the big upset. And then 2 years before, when the Bears were 3-14, yes, we almost beat the Lions, but the Lions still put up over 70 points on us in both meetings. So at the end of the day, Ben Johnson has done a great job in front of Ryan Poles in order to consider himself for the head coach. But along with that, Kevin Warren as well. Kevin Warren with the Minnesota Vikings got to see him. Now with the Chicago Bears was able to get to see him. And you can obviously tell that this guy is great at developing players. He's great at developing coaches as well. And his entire staff under him respect him, and he can bring some of them to the Chicago Bears, which we obviously got to see against this Monday night against the San Francisco 49ers and Detroit Lions, because man, everyone on that Detroit offensive staff just seems to just get it. And a big thing too is that Ben Johnson has already talked about in his press conferences how excited he would be to work with Caleb Williams, work with the Chicago Bears, as it is an intriguing job, and that he thinks that Caleb Williams has a ton of raw, untapped talent. And he kind of hinted that he could get that undone. And look what he's done with Jared Goff alone this year, just against the Chicago Bears, 44 for 66 with 557 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 0 turnovers, and a 1 121 passer rating. So I bring up Goff because Goff was already established in his career, and Caleb Williams is a young rookie quarterback that hasn't even had his potential even touched, considering he's had 3 offensive coordinators this year. So at the end of the day, Ben Johnson could be that answer. And it is a very intriguing job because think about it. Carolina flew him out. They wanted to give him the offer. Ben Johnson pulled himself out of the offer to try to win a Super Bowl with the Detroit Lions. But also Ben Johnson at staying with Detroit gets even more playoff experience to understand. I mean, they were in the NFC Championship last year, but he gets even more playoff experience now with the Detroit Lions, who could go to the Super Bowl this year. And Ben Johnson just having that on his resume and understanding what that takes is obviously huge and a big factor for the Chicago Bears. Now, before I get more into who his offensive coordinator could be next year, as he's had some pretty good tryouts as well, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Authentico Organic Tequila. Authentico, a family-owned startup, women-owned, and based out of Chicago, Illinois, comes in 3 great flavors and is the parent company to Freshly Organic Tequila Seltzers. Celebrate your New Year's celebrations with Authentico by going to the link in the description now and finding Authentico near you. No additives, 100% USDA certified organic, and this stuff's fantastic. And if you order online, you get 10% off your order today. But go check out Authentico today. You don't want to miss out on starting 2025 with a great taste. So who could be his offensive coordinator in 2025? Well, Antwaan Randle is currently the wide receiver and passing game coordinator coach for the Detroit Lions at the moment and is a huge part of Ben Johnson's success in Detroit. The 9-year NFL veteran won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you guys don't remember, he actually threw a touchdown pass in that game and became a coach after his 2010 season was over with Pittsburgh. He's worked for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before. Now his longest tenure has been with the Detroit Lions, which he has a very solid relationship with Ben Johnson and could be his next offensive coordinator if wherever he goes and becomes a head coach, aka potentially the Chicago Bears. I mean, he has done a fantastic job making this wide receiver room with St. Brown, Williams, Laporta, all his running backs as well. Top guys, and even their second string guys are getting the job done, as Detroit, as we all know, is very, very banged up at the moment. But the Bears could have Johnson bring in some of his buddies from Detroit, and Randle could be one of them. And the two are very close, have had very great success together. And why not get a bump to offensive coordinator? Not saying he can't be the Lions' next offensive coordinator, which that's a big factor. But if Ben Johnson's like, hey, come with me, I'll still give you the same promotion, maybe some more money, and you're on my staff, they could absolutely work together and be a great pairing in Chicago for Caleb Williams and this offense as a whole. So very exciting news there. And we got to see him do an absolutely fantastic job against the San Francisco 49ers this past Monday night on Monday Night Football. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, how you're feeling about this Ben Johnson sweepstakes situation, as now the Bears are favored, which is obviously a very big deal. Along with that, too, want to hear your guys' overall thoughts of Ben Johnson, if you want him to be the Bears' next head coach or not. And please hit that like button. Let's get 2,025 likes on this video in order to celebrate the new year. It's free. Why not? If you haven't done it, literally click done. It's already done. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news and notifications. But with that, thank you for a fantastic 2024. We grew 109% this year, and we're only getting started. We're going to do it again. We're going to get over 40,000 subscribers in 2025. Let's kick that off right now by hitting that subscribe button right now. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning into this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody. Please be responsible tonight. Do not drink and drive. And if you are considering that, stay home. I don't want to hear about it. But with that, thank you as always for tuning in. Have a safe and happy new year. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And as always, bear down, baby.